arguments in this debate. First, people should have the right to decide when to die, and die with dignity, when they are in irrecoverable conditions. If they could choose the time to die, they would be able to say goodbye to their lovers, their friends, and their family in advance. In addition, they wouldn't have to survive in unbearable shame, dying with their bodies full of medical tubes and wounds. Second, the euthanasia is also a way to rescue people from torture. Although medication develops fast today, there are still many patients who suffer from incurable disease or severe injury. For these patients, they may not be able to live any longer or have to lie on a bed for the rest of their lives. Last but not least, euthanasia can help cut down the expense which the families of the patients and the national health insurance have to afford. With the lowering birth rate and the aging population, the two situations I mentioned in the former 2 points would happen more frequently.
However, we believe that comfort of the patient cannot be the reason for the patient to give up their lives that easily. Lives should be something that be valued as the first priority. And because today's debate is a policy debate, not a value debate, we believe that policy should be made rationally with many considerations rather than the patient's autonomy itself. To begin my case, I'm going to argue the medical ethics. We believe that doctors do not have the right to let the patient's autonomy go upon the sanctity of life. Permitting physicians to engage in euthanasia would ultimately cause more harm than good. Euthanasia is fundamentally incompatible with the physician's role as a healer. Doctors are supposed to help patients relieve their pain, but they are not supposed and should not be supposed to decide who lives and who dies.
We think that it is acceptable to risk people. In this case, we think it is acceptable to risk people's life to gain some purpose. And so we think that life is not so important. But if life is so important, we think we should have the right to decide by ourselves. Just like you say that doctor is a kind of person that relieves the pain of the patient. But if the patient thinks euthanasia is the only way that can relieve the pain, I think that maybe a lot of people know that we decide the animal life nowadays. Just like, do you know that there is a lot of iguana in South Taiwan and we catch a lot? And how about those iguana? We just kill it every time, whenever we can. So we decide the honors animals' lives, so why can't we decide our own lives?
You have said that euthanasia is the only way to do for the patients, for their better good. But we, from our side, we think that it is the way to stop medical technique from progressing. Yeah, so the doctors can help patients to give more support, and you need to be more positive to life, because maybe another day the medicine comes out just like the coronavirus. Yes, and so if you don't live, you don't have any chance to see the future.
So, firstly, I will make my rebuttal to the first affirmative debater to refute his point. He said that people has right to decide when to die, and they have to die with dignity. And do you know that in Taiwan there is any medical cure, 安宁病房，安宁治疗 is available now, and that is patient can live with dignity in the end room. They can have time to say goodbye to their beloveds. There will be nurse, doctor that take care of them. They will be treated with dignity in the rest of their life until its end. So there's no such problem that if you don't apply to euthanasia, then you would die without dignity. You won't have time to say goodbye.
The portion of people who want to apply euthanasia might be the minority. So only those who suffer from terminal illnesses or suffer from choose this way. But most patients have positive. By applying this euthanasia policy won't affect those who have positive life attitude. Yes. Also, the choice is in the hands of the patient, not only the family or doctors. So it cannot be termed as killing for the doctors. Rather, it is about helping terminal patients to die if they want to. The second speaker has also said that it may bring negative impact to the society, and the numbers of deaths caused by euthanasia has rises in recent years. But our opponent said that in Netherlands, the deaths in 2007 to 2017 was increasing, but in 2018 the numbers are decreasing, because I think in this modern society, medical treatment definitely has improved, and it also gives people hope.
We, the affirmative team, define marriage as a legally accepted relationship between two people in which they live together, or the official ceremony that results in this, which is also the definition from Cambridge Dictionary. Before we start, try to ask yourself, what are the advantages of getting in a marriage? Is it really different from being in a relationship as a boyfriend and a girlfriend? According to the statistics done by the Ministry of Interior, the divorce rate is about 10% for both male and females, and the marriage rate is about 5%, which is the lowest from the former 62 years. With those statistics, it is obvious that people are less interested in getting married and tend to be single in recent years.
She has mentioned that in a marriage relationship, women may have difficulty to pursue it, to catch their dream or get high education or achievement. But many cases still point out that in a marriage relationship, women can still have a high achievement. And maybe I think that with families or their love course, with a strong structure of family, maybe they can have more emotional support.
Okay, so in sum, our main point can be divided into 3 points. The first one is about economic background. Forced marriage has now become less, and labor force participation and rate grew in the past 10 years, and the educational level for women also keeps rising. So all of this move leads to the increased economic independence for women. The second point is that the society nowadays puts more emphasis on the individualization. We no longer see marriage as a priority to pursue. Instead, we pursue self-actualization.
And first, for order view, children is the key to healthy economy and sustainability of the country. The basic unit of economy is people, and higher birth rate means that there will be more workers in the future, and therefore improve the country's economy. And on the other hand, lower birth rate will result in the loss of demographic dividend in the future, and the economy will start deteriorating. And for example, after World War II, China experienced great birth rate, and the baby boomers have become the important key to the foundation of the country for the next couple of decades. And second, for individuals, we believe that if we want to make the most meaningful human experience, there's literally nothing more fitting than having a family. It's a deeply personal decision rooted in their desire to nurture and raise their family. When parents do not have economic pressure, children can bring joy, fulfillment, and sense of purpose to their parents' life. Additionally, having children can contribute to the continuation of the family's legacy, provide support in old age, and contribute to the overall growth and sustainability of the society. And thirdly, having children will be an investment in the future.
So, the first speaker from the family team tried to tell you that having more births will improve the world's economy. This is not, the problem is not that serious, because our Earth is it's now very hard to provide natural resources for so many people's demand. The earth is dying. Also, there's inflation in many countries. Prices are rising wildly. We have to control the population in order to make the world's economy come down. Moreover, if humans are really concerned about the reduced labor force, remember that AI and robots can now help us deal with work in many fields automatically. Human resources will be replaced by technology. So now I'm going to discuss 3 points. My first point is that the traditional concept of carrying on a family life is gradually fading away. This is because, in the past, having children was often seen as a social obligation, a means to secure support in one's old age. However, with advancements in healthcare and social services, the burden of elderly care no longer falls solely on the shoulders of one's offspring. Communities and institutions now offer various social welfare, making the argument of procreation increasingly obsolete. The first speaker for the negative has tried to tell you that having a child brings huge pressure. It is definitely okay to decide not to have a child, but it's people's personal choice. But we believe that it shouldn't be the reason of telling people not having children. Because for some parents, having a child indeed makes their life happier. According to the nucleological scientists, those who doesn't have child will be less happiness than those who have children. And moreover, in the USA and Germany, only 17 to 18% of parents regard to have children. The second negative speaker has tried to tell you about social connection. Yeah, we agree that there are very ways to increase social connection, like having a pet. But construct a family. Having a child is a special experience of people. But having a child will increase your social capital. According to Donghua, he gained access to a network of people who could advise him on which car to buy and which wine to choose. And those in-laws in turn gained access to a network of people that included, among other specialists, a doctor said that, thus, through my daughter's husband, I have inherited a large network of individuals whom I may not know well, but can access them through the family lineage.